Hello there. Welcome to our first episode of TTYTT. My name is Michael and he is.
My name is Steven.
Today we'll be talking about the effects of families in our direct society.
Basically, we are trying to bring about how these family values that we've seen in many families and how, of course, diverse ways, how they get to directly affect what we see today in the society, like how people act, how they react, how they talk to people. This is just a conversation between two friends, and we hope to go as far as we can to make you understand how what your dad is doing, what your mom is doing, what your sisters are doing, how they get to affect them or you in the process in the long run.
So there's something I've been thinking of here. How you get to see that almost every trait we have as adults, you can trace it to how we were raised as kids.
Yeah.
Whatever form of attitude, whatever character we possess right now, anything, every single thing we display right now, there are things that you can almost trace to our childhood. How toxic our environments are, how beautiful our environments are, how much love they had, it's had, how like you can almost trace it down to our childhood.
Funny enough, it's also that's been something I've thought about for countless times because you see people of these ages tend to do things where if you look at them very closely, you'll be able to trace where it's all coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, let's say 90 to 95% of those times, it's coming from the family that
Sure.
they were raised in, how they
Yeah.
were raised, who they were around growing up. And it's alarming because these days we tend to ignore that part
Sure.
where father thinks he can do anything he likes, the mother thinks she can do anything she likes, not knowing how it comes to affect these kids who
Yeah.
then become
Yeah.
adults. And it's a ripple effect. Father destroys child, child destroys child, child destroys child. Generations.
It goes on. Like you get to see that parents, the children, sorry, that grew up with their grandparents. I can only speak of my time. Children who grew up with their grandparents tend to have this only kind of attitude. They are well to do with, not well to do with, even educationally. They have this sense for culture. They understand their tribe way better than those of us that grew up in cities with our parents directly. You get you they understand love. They have this down to earth kind of personality. Unlike children that grow up directly with their parents.
Before you go on, like I'm a perfect example because I grew up with my grandparents,
Exactly.
my grandma, and of course, you know me. So,
Also,
no,
okay, okay.
let me tell you. When I finally, when I finished secondary school, my dad now said, okay, it's time, come and start staying with your parents, actually. Yeah. And when I got there, it was obvious, it was obvious. This is not them speculating or it's not a stereotype. I was spoiled because I was grandma's first grandchild. However, I knew how to behave towards elders. I knew what to do, when to do it. I knew most of us that grew up with our grandparents will understand because there's nobody as fast as your grandma when it comes to slapping you.
Exactly. No, 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 no. Sure,
She's
sure.
so fast, man.
Yeah.
If your grandma throw hand, it never misses.
No, no
So
misses. All good.
you always keep distance when you know you're in the wrong. And there's a way, even my mom, she used to say, if she say, my grandma, I mean, if she says, Stevie, come, everywhere good. But the moment you hear, Stevie, come here, whether you have messed up or not,
You are sure that there is a beating
you
afterwards.
understand? So these things coordinate these children.
Keep in check.
We may think it's like this new generation will call it abuse. I don't know, it intimidates the child. I'm not intimidated by nobody. but I was raised almost that way too. But
Mm.
I'm good.
True. And if you still check, if you try to trace it to, let's say, our politicians, our pastors, whatever, and people that occupy offices, you will get to notice that all of these people, if you check their lifestyle, the ones that are involved in fraudulent activity, if you check their lifestyle, there's a lot of this thing happen from when they were growing up. Okay, let's take example. Somebody like Shinarambo, who is a known criminal. Shinarambo, one article, there's an article I read about him where he said that his dad used to be, I don't know if he's a vigilante now or a police officer. He should be a vigilante or something. Say he comes back home sometimes with money, like the currency, stained with blood stains on.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
blood stains on them. Now, this person grew up seeing money and blood. So in his thoughts, he already knows that you need to make people give you this money, no matter what the cost is, no matter the means, you just need to get this money. You understand? So all of these things probably have been registering in his thoughts. Same thing, you see children who end up beating up girls, young boys who end up beating up their girlfriends. They picked it up from somewhere.
so that
They picked it up from somewhere. So there is no way this character most times is not something they just plucked from a tree. Before you can beat your girlfriend, it's probably because you have seen your dad doing probably the same thing to your mom.
we are not making excuses for stupid.
No, we are
There are
not making
stupid people
excuses.
actually who have not seen this.
Yes, there are a lot of people who have not seen it and they are just naturally stupid. There are a lot of people who are just naturally stupid. The fact that we are tracing all of this thing, it doesn't mean that there are no people who are naturally, well, nobody is naturally stupid. Stupid is also an attitude you pick from somewhere. You get from with the fact that we say you get it from childhood, the environment you grow up from. One person does not make an environment.
Yeah,
You get so it could be from your neighbor, it could be from, but if you trace it down properly, you definitely see that at some point in these people's life, maybe their dad, for the guys that end up maltreating women, maybe their dad was maltreated by their mom and they feel like no, they don't want to go down that same path. They are not weaklings like their dad. So they want to be strong, they want to appear masculine, they want to appear perfect, they want to appear knowing. So they end up treating women like that, which is terrible.
but okay. That's don't you think there is if we're trying to get cause and effect, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the types of family someone goes from
Mm.
to determine the kind of causes and effects that will happen to that child, right?
True.
That is when the family is rich, when the family is poor,
Mm. Religious.
when the family is religious, you get when the family is non-religious, and there are there are also cases where um, this thing has to do with what the society presents, right? Now there are cases where there are dads or moms have these personal values, which for some are good, for some are bad, and they get to, you know, instill these things on these children.
Yeah, true.
Oppositely, intentionally or not, the child gets to see these things and he will tell himself, say, ah, my papa did do this one for a long time. You can't tell me it's wrong. You understand? The dad comes home always late.
So he just knows that for a man, for you to show that you are a man, for you to be muscular and act as a man, one of the traits should be coming back home late.
And the mom never complains.
And if the wife starts complaining,
She's wrong.
she gets in the way of his pound.
You get me? She gets the way of his pants. And that's for there's no good reason to lay your hands on your wife.
At all.
We are not saying women too they get their women to get their own body, but there's no good reason to lay your hands on a woman, more so on your wife. If you are adults, you can easily just talk about
It
it.
goes both ways actually. There's no good reason to lay your hand on a man also.
Because in a beat man, but I don't believe that.
What?
So, but by the way, so
You don't this man. I don't lose the F1.
have you ever seen you marry this man?
Bro, woman don't beat me, guy.
Jesus.
This is out of context, yeah. I used to have this friend in my class in primary school. Bro,
Don't be shy. Don't want this thing.
I dread every moment around her. She smacked the shit out of me, man. So I was very careful. She's an evil lady. I don't want to mention her name because she might just see this right. I'm sure she probably like, let me see the man.
Sorry, bro. Sorry. Sorry.
So most times in school, yeah. The thing is, I used to be very stubborn in my primary school.
You still are. You still are very. You still very much very stubborn.
Context. She's one person that puts me right. Like no matter how, because she knows me to the house. She knows my mom. Like my mom will never say anything if she beats me. So most times when I do something wrong in school, like among my peers, they just be like, I will touch you, ma. And there's something like her name resonates with
And you go fear.
bro. This girl gay Hamlet. Yeah. So like there's no good reason. So there is no good reason why you should on a man.
Man, sorry. Chima, never waste anything. We find you. And I will apply for what you need. So actually, maybe affect everything to me. Maybe it will have worked.
So you see, there are a lot of other things that you trace to. Okay, let's say a lady right now that feels like she's a prize.
Let's
Let's not talk about cinema story, bruh. Later, discuss about cinema.
Okay.
Let's say a lady that grew up right now, feeling like, or with her siblings, the parents are not stay-at-home parents, and she feels like her elder sister usually gets money off men, and that's what she sees. That is what she knows. That is how she feel life should be like. She's probably going to end up feeling like anything a man asks for, she will give. Why? Because her bills need to be met with. They need to pay. She needs to make money from a man. So the thought of actually loving a man genuinely, growing with a man, becomes transactional. So what is he giving me? Does he have the means? Should I be sacrificial to a man? Should I be sacrificial to a woman? Should I give my all in a relationship? Should I love if I don't get back what I am supposed to get? Such that it becomes a form of slow right now among young people. If the person you are dating as a man, if you don't get certain things from her, as a woman, the person you are dating, you don't get certain things from them. Love should be as natural as air. I feel.
No, that's how it should be.
I feel. No, people, everybody have different love should come naturally. You get. Although there are certain traits that people should have that will make you love them. Maybe the way they communicate. It should be natural. It should not be something. If you love me because of what I can give you, or if you love me because of money, it means that if somebody who is way richer than me comes to you, it's the highest leader.
Before you go on, let me tell you, guys, I'm talking to you. We tend to always take advantage of these girls who happen to be only girls and let's say don't ask us too much. We now start neglecting the needs. As a man, what you do is provide. This I think it's Bill Burr, this comedian, said something. So a man is only allowed to be angry and fine, never emotional. Now, as crazy as that sounds, that's true. If you want to go into a relationship and peradventure you get hold of a good girl who is good for herself, can provide for herself, that's where your value should come in, where you should provide even if she doesn't ask. Because they may know because she's good. You are good. But you're not coming to make you just neglect all our needs.
Well, see, to that, man, I still feel one of the reasons why I still find it very difficult being in a relationship or generally accepting being in a relationship or committing. Let me use the word committing in a relationship. I feel, well, I know a lot of people are going to have hot takes about this. I feel it's because I don't feel like every single lady I meet, I don't feel like I'm able to sort a percentage of their bills. I always have these thoughts in my head. I'm always of the school of thought that for you to go into a relationship with the lady, you should be able to at least sort 40 to 50% of her needs. Effortlessly.
Without her asking.
Effortlessly without her asking.
Yeah.
You understand? So she has to make her hair. She has to make her nails. She needs to look good. She needs to smell nice. You understand? You should be able to sort that.
If she's yours, she should look young.
If she's young, she should look young, man. Unless we are not young.
If she's yours, she should look young.
She should look the part. You get? So if you cannot do all of this, bro, don't be. And also for ladies, yeah, before you go into a relationship, what do you offer in a relationship? Of course, these are things we'll still discuss about all of these things. For ladies, there are also needs. There are needs that you need to come with dating somebody, being in courtship, being in a relationship, talking stage, all of those things. You should come with your sense at least.
We don't get sense, but bring sense.
Have it. So back to what we were discussing, yeah? How this affects our society today, how our family, where we grew up from affect our family today. If you grow up from a rich home, yeah, a rich home, you might end up feeling like money is everything. You can sort it out no matter what the problem is, you can always get out of it so long as you are
I want to
financially
disagree
rich.
with that. If you
Okay.
grow up from a rich home, right? I think what we value the most is the things we don't have. That's something I think. So
Okay.
if I grow up from a rich family where I get to see money all the time, that time when they give you 30 naira go school, your classmate they give them 1 5.
Yeah? Did they give you that money?
Then they give me 30 naira. I finished secondary school with 30 naira actually.
What?
So
10 years. Well, no, she's dying. You're a very school guy.
they don't give you money MSc.
10 years.
Then they give it to you finish secondary school. Me, from now you know, me I see secondary school na 30 naira they finish. You don't give me money go school.
Bro, did they cook?
Okay. What I'm saying, poor man. Yeah, poor. I was like, mom, grandma, grandpa, God bless you. God bless you. Say Jesus. So, what I'm trying to say is, now, these guys has had access to money. The other guy that gets a lot of money to come to school is not going to be freaked by it. Now, you're going to get her. Knowing what money could have done if you had it, that will be actually freaked by it. That's what I think. So, growing up from a rich home, so in most aspects, it makes them care less about money. It's when the values around that rich family is now of a negative value. That's when that child now sees that he can answer anything with money. But if it's from a homely good family who has money, I've seen people who don't care about money who are from rich families. They're even more than those who actually care about money.
Well, when you see, we are humans. We have these insatiable wants for money. So there is nobody that does not want money. There is nobody that does not want money. I'm still saying there is nobody that does not want money.
Yeah, I want
It's
to
just that
know.
a lot of people,
money.
to be upright, to be just, it means that you want this money as much as you want this money, you still want it to come
The right way.
the right way. You get. Now I'm saying that a child who is not how did you say that again? A child who grew up around money probably will not have need for it. No, I don't know.
I didn't say need.
No, not need now. You say they will not be freaked
Freaked about.
Like they will not, yeah, they will not go overboard just to make money. Well, I don't know. I don't know how true that is because first of all, we are insatiable entities.
Second of all, you can't relate.
You can't. I can't relate. I can't relate actually. There's a place like okay, let's use Nigerian politicians generally as a case study for this. A lot of Nigerian politicians, a lot of them did not come out from the the new age politicians, I mean. That's like politicians within the age of 50, 45, 50, 55, like that. Most of these people did not come from nothing. They came from a line of old monies, yeah. Then they came into politics. But still yet, money still they miss for this country, guy.
That's where I said, if you come from a good home that has money,
Mm-hmm.
I think it gives you a positive.
I think what we
But
should do, what we should just say, so it is possible to have a poor home that is not all about money. Just like having a rich home that is instilled on value, that instill values on their children. So it's you can have a home who they have everything per se, everything material per se. They have that, but they are not morally upright. You understand? So we can trace the family of people who have money and their life is just all about money, 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 money. We can trace them to that kind of home. Although they grew up having everything, but morality is zero.
just you explained it, but I don't think you got it right. It's a ripple effect. For you to grow up in a family where there's money and yet your parents are still about money, 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 money. Look further down. They do not even have money.
We're talking about our generation, not their generation.
No, I'm telling you how it comes.
Okay. There is no family that came from high money. There's always that one person. It starts from somewhere. Okay, it's just like generally right now. I can almost tell you that there is no present wealthy Igbo man that came from money. And I can tell you how I would say that. Because after the
After the war, yeah.
yes, after the Civil War, the 20 pounds, this thing, almost every Igbo family started from that. You get so the billionaires we're having today, Igbo billionaires we're having today started from that. You get so I can tell you that for sure that these people did not come from money. I can mention a lot of names for you. I can mention somebody like Costaris, mention somebody from Aleph, somebody like Alex Oti, a whole lot of them did not come from wealthy homes. You get, and this was the effect. Like they cut off every form of wealth, but they grew up to what they are right now. You understand? So sometimes when you see a tribe or a people having a lot of upright people, you get to understand that okay, as much as these people were not having, even though they were not having money, there's something that they have. That is value.
And
So if we exactly now if you check the West, for example, like look at Africa. You know, one basic we should know about Africa is that the an average African man is greedy. An average, so it takes the grace of God for us to suppress that greed in us. If you go back to slave trade, should we really talk about slave trade?
don't go there yet, please.
Should we really talk about slave trade?
No.
You get to understand that an average black man is greedy. The white man did not even look for us.
Don't go
We
there.
presented ourselves to these people.
Don't go there.
You understand? You understand? So you get to know that average black man is full of greed. So saying that we you don't have value for we only have value for what we don't have. No, averagely black man not thief.
I just thought it was what I thought because
So we need to take this thing up. We need to deliberately instill value on our people because the society is it's getting. Should I use the word? I don't even know the word to use. Every single day, there are a lot of things then that was morally that I don't know. Like the level of morality right now is dropping.
immorality
The level of morality is dropping and immorality is rising. Like
is
skyrocketing.
becoming norm.
It's becoming norm right now. You understand? So you go to worship centers, churches per se, churches as they are. You see somebody tell you, it's just It's my body. Whatever it is you wear, say God does not really look at the body, he looks at the heart. Really. And what you are putting on is something you cannot wear to your office. Now you can trace most of those people to nonchalant parents. Nonchalant parenting. Maybe from your house, your parents don't really care about what you wear. Now you are bringing it out. Well, it is your body. It is your body. So every single character, every single act that you see today, like we spoke at first, yeah, you can almost trace all of these things. Children that are not well behaved, adults who are not well behaved, politicians who are not well behaved, sportsmen who are not well behaved, pastors who are not well behaved. You can almost trace all of these things back to the family.
So let's talk to the parents now. You would want to hear this. Let me start with the story. When I was in secondary school, we had this guy. The parents were never around. Normal level now, if they drive for school fees, even if we don't pay, we will clear, we will still come out for school. Like in house, we will do all sort of nonsense children do. You know now.
No, I don't.
We do all sort of nonsense children do. Watch movies we're not supposed to watch.
Okay.
Play games we're not supposed to play. Sometimes our classmates, females, go with us and a whole lot of things happen.
You did it bad.
They're crazy. We ain't do no deal shit. We don't do no deal shit. So, and now, this boy now had experiences that a child of that age should not have if the parents were around, right? So as a parent, if you want to raise, first of all, if you want to raise a good child, you have to be around. I don't care. You may say, yeah, you are going around to work money for these children, yeah? You have to be around. If you want a good child, first of all, it's not guarantee your child will be good, right? But you want a good child, if you even have that desire, you have to be around. As a young adult or as an adult that you are right now, if you grew up in an environment where your parents are not around, I know what you're thinking right now. Probably I'm right. You got to experience things you should not, do things you should not, even meet people you should not. Because if your parents were around, they would stop you from doing those things fast. Now, these parents, first of all, now they are not around. Even when they are, they act too busy. So there's a difference between being around and being present.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what so that.
If you are around, try and be present in that child's life. My mom, I was saying my grandparents, yeah? My mom was not always around. So I was always checked, although my grandma didn't have time to come check my books. I was in primary school. It was whenever my mom comes back from the journey she goes, so she now goes through my book. So I remember one time and she came back and I got 20 over 20 in one of the tests. You know, then we used to have this textbook, comprehensive textbook. That's where you write all your tests inside. And then I knew she would give me a gift if she saw it. So I was, Mommy, check my book, check my book, check my book, check my textbook. I got 20, check my textbook, I got 20. First day she didn't answer me, second day she didn't answer me. And the third day I had disturbed that too much. And she was like, okay, go and bring the lens. Then I went to bring it. And I opened the page I got 20. Right? And I gave it to her. She was like, wow, that's nice, that's nice. And she flipped. And she flipped. And she saw 7 over 20.
Okay.
What's this?
Okay.
3 over 20.
7.
That's 1 over 20.
Take 7.
Man, me, I wanted a gift, but I got a gift.
You gotta give, don't give that.
It's just she's there to me. So that's an example of somebody that was not just around.
Exactly. She was present.
She was present.
True.
Even though she could have just looked at that 20 over 20, I was like,
Yeah, that's all. You see, Boa, I understand something. Yeah. For parents, You don't need to be educated. You don't need to be educated to raise educated children.
Fact.
You just need to be deliberate to raise educated children.
Intentional.
Be intentional. One thing about uprightness in a family is this, huh? Once your parents are strict and they are upright, genuinely, not like they are saving you from becoming like them. They genuinely are good people, are upright people. It shows in the family. You understand that although you don't know how to read, you've inculcated that spirit in that child to be deliberate about their personal growth. You understand? Your parents might not be good people, good scientists, but they make imbibe a certain kind of culture, a certain kind of energy you rub around you, where you know that for every single thing you lay your hands on or you put your mind to, you should see it through. So if you start making a book to do, you will know that you are supposed to finish it. If you are being given an assignment to school, you will know that you have to complete it. But in a situation where you come back home and your parents are nonchalant, people will be taken to the most expensive school that will turn out to be nonsense. That is why most times we end up having children that we feel like the teachers should train our children, whereby the only thing they're supposed to do is just make sure they are educated, academically educated. You understand?
I'm corrected.
Now, when it comes to morals, no, they don't even teach morals again in school.
They used
They used to teach morals in school. Then we know that our parents, then my mom especially, I used to have this teacher, God rest his soul, Mr. Sam. I am a very beautiful man through and through. This man is so nice. As loving as Mr. Sam I am is, don't get in the way of his king there. There is no child around his king. If you are 4 years old, don't be like an adult. It is so lovely. Mr. Sam I am knows all of us in my class. I attended the government school. So they will tell you that, okay, you are misbehaving at home. After beating you at home, like to Feb. So the person how energetic, how energetic you are in front of Mr. Sam, and that's what determines the amount of beating you get. Oh, so you are so strong enough, you can take more. You never, you are never too big for me.
So now we are still talking to the parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now this is a very delicate part where, listen, these days parents try to raise friendly children. They try to be friends with their children. They try to be too lenient. Yeah, you can be lenient, but they try to be too lenient. They try to be too understanding. If you love your child, that child can't be going in a path where you know is going to lead to destruction, and you say you want to be understanding or you want to talk to. This is a child you are talking about. These people only learn by correction. They don't have understanding. It's when they grow like you, they can understand how you think. So now, my dad, when I started staying with my dad, I was already 18, so I was an adult, or from all sense of it, right? The man was, I'm his first child, and I'm the first son. That man dealt with me, not physically. He never laid his hands on me. Mentally, emotionally, he make sure say this first pikin come out as man. So I I I I didn't have anywhere else to turn to when I'm trying to be strong. I always turn to my dad.
So it was like the symbol of strength. Like,
He was the symbol of being a man to me. I didn't see nowhere else. My dad lost his job one time. My mom told me a story. He lost his job, very good job that was keeping the family afloat. Came home, put the letter under his bed and slept.
man, man.
My mom came back and like, first of all, why are you home? Second of all, why are you sleeping? This is just afternoon. Like, what's up? He just stretched the letter to her. Then she started crying. She was the one telling me the story. Then she started crying. And I was like, why are you crying? I dropped my news. I'll get another one.
Is that it?
So this is where we get
Now like being that saying that I'll get another one is not because he has another job somewhere. He already knows that he is the man. So he has to go.
And now you think we are going to make and lose a job tomorrow. Where did I learn how to start crying and going on social media for?
So you see, well, aside the fact that our parents, you see, if you check this age, yeah, or check our generation, you don't know the difference between a child that grew up with just his mother and a child that grew up with both parents. Do you know why?
No.
Because our mothers were also like men. It is right now you notice that a child is misbehaving and they be like, I'll tell your daddy. My mom did not tell my daddy. My dad is my mom. That's my mom. When we are moving mad, bro. And now you guys, if you are moving so you don't need to just pray that my dad never handles. No, he would not handle you.
It's too much. It's too much.
Come on now. He's way too. My dad is up there. Like we don't see him. Like when I say we don't see him, like when it comes to level of punishment, my dad drove the whole so that's like he gives us this room that we play with him. We know when we play with our dad, we can play like the most the roughest kind of play. There's a word like that you can ever think of between a child and the father. We do that with my dad, but there's a place for discipline.
You can't overstep. You know what to
My dad's name is Amos Imona. We don't mention our son in there. Is this the young girl then? A child. But when we come on this podcast and they talk this guy, you can understand. Who's have this child? Amos. We don't even mention his name. We don't play each other. Like, the fear of I don't even know that we don't mention his name. Every time I come to us, I'm like, as a child, what's your name? You can marry me like I don't know. You don't even think it. One time, this photographer, one time made a frame. The in thing then was that when you make a frame, you write a name, the name under. So you wrote. Are you saying that? No. My mom is supposed to give him balance, yeah? So he wrote my dad's name. He wrote family of Mr. Amos Imona. And her own personal friend, he now wrote Mrs. Helen Amos. The guy don't see balance, yeah. How dare you? Like that is how it was. How dare you? My husband's name. What? Exactly. You don't call his name. No, this is the amount of this is the amount of respect they accord the man. So they are going to make sure they handle every form of stupidity
accordingly.
accordingly. You understand? You just act right, whether the father is around or not. You know what you are supposed to do as a child. And I don't remember a time where we had a roster of who is going to clean the house, who is going to wash the plates. Michael Amos Imona, I wake up in the morning knowing fully well that I have chores I need to do. Nobody you know that as a child growing up, as if you are my age, if you come to my because I saw my elder brother doing it, and I'm sure I saw my elder sister also doing it. As a child, you know that you are supposed to wash plates. Once you wake up in the morning, that's the first thing. After morning devotion, go and pack the plate. Nobody have to tell you. That is what I was saying about. You don't need to have educated parents for you to be educated. Now, this thing is also cultured in my head. I am a photographer right now, a professional photographer right now. I would say I'm a professional photographer right now. All of those values instilled in me now make me know that there are certain things I should do. There are certain things I should not do.
There are some that you even cannot do.
There are things that I cannot be found doing them. As much as this value is still here, it also helps you to be a crook, even if you eventually end up being a crook.
Yeah, it's like even if you want to be stupid, keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself. So there are certain things right now that even if I want to be immoral, I would not make it public. You understand? Doesn't make it right anyway. You understand? Like it's just like everybody have sex. But this generation is making it look we have let have 20% of the kind of sex our parents had. That's the truth. If you go to caves, let's say those that archaeologists see, you will see caves with inscriptions of people.
Doing the do's.
Right now, my generation will bring cameras to it, bro.
It's not an industry. It's an industry now.
It's an industry right now. It wasn't an industry then. It was like a way of worship. Then
You see people licking their own
you
self.
get people looking their own sex tape. This thing used to be memorials then. Not now again. Now it is just there. Like we bring camera to the show. Who does that?
Well, it's this is all you need to know about being a good parent. It has nothing to do with the child. See, if you are good enough as a parent, it's now left for that child. We are not saying there are some children who go about taking what would I say? What would I call it? Taking instructions from where they should not, disregarding anyone that comes from their parents. Some of you are actually good parents, but still has children who turns out to be stupid. That has nothing to do with your parents. However, we are saying try as much as possible to be a good one. Then maybe there will be a chance that these guys will turn out to be good people. We all have our flaws. Even the so-called good people you see around who give advices, who say things that you are proud of, they have skeletons in their closet. It's normal.
It's mine.
It's normal. However, it's somebody said something about if you don't have a sister that is disgracing your family online, you don't know what God do for you.
True.
And it's facts.
True.
Facts. Like you just it's content that will say, nah body.
One time they always say, I would always say, now my pikin they fuck for there. Now my pikin they fuck for there. See better pass. Now my pikin they fuck.
We've talked to the child, we've talked to the parents, right? The poor parents, you can raise children that are honorable.
True.
The rich parents, you can raise children that are honorable. The poor child, no matter where you come from, you can decide to be a good person. The rich child, no matter how your parents are, no matter where you come from, you can decide to be a rich person. Now, the family is not just father and mother and child. There is father's brother, there is mother's brother that are actually present in this child's life, sometimes even more than the parents themselves. Uncle and aunties. It's not your child doesn't mean you should show them things they should not see. Not your child doesn't mean you should give them things they should not have. Don't be a cool uncle and destroy a child's life.
True.
Don't be a cool auntie and destroy a child's life. I have people who told me how their aunties were the ones that have sex with them for the first time. That's crazy. I have people who have told me uncles are the first people that touched their breasts for the first time. Crazy. Like it's to me, this thing is weird because I grew up around aunties and uncles who I can't even lie. I don't feel lie where they did. Because if they know you are lying, no matter how you are doing it, they feel if I feel like right now, to them concerning regarding somebody, they go outside, fight the person, why you beat my nephew like this, why you this one, down. But they don't find out that I lie. My God. They will beat me and take me back to that guy to apologize. So you can help these people raise good children. If you see they are doing it wrong, you may not be able to correct them. Maybe they get money past you, or you are depending on them, or you are staying in their house. However, do your part to tell this child this thing you're doing, this thing you're doing. You can't go around the child and be smoking because you know, say the person you're staying with is your senior brother and he can't correct you, or the person you're staying with is your senior sister and he can't correct you. Then you go around smoking and there is a 10-year-old child in front of you seeing you do these things. What do you think will happen when the child is 18 or 19 or 17 or when his friend in school introduces him to cigarettes?
So with everything we have said, everything we have mentioned, with every phrase we have made, we hope that our message will not be taken negatively. And well, negative is also good PR. We just hope that every single thing we have said here will be taken to consideration. We can all raise a good society, and raising a good society starts from the home. Like they would always say, charity begins at home. You don't expect a child to act right. That is why they are children. Do you understand? You don't expect a child who grew up not acting right to automatically become a good adult. There are a whole lot of things that we need to put in check, deliberately put in check as parents, as guardians. And all of these things end up forming our society, forging our society. So this generation is a result of what the previous generation raised. Just like the previous, it goes back, 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 back like that until we are able to put a standard for uprightness, standard for just people, standard for morals. We'll end up having more terrible society. Just like we were saying the other time, you get to understand that, you get to know that our parents were lenient. That is why they have us. We are more lenient. That is why we are having this present kind of children. These children will also be way more lenient than us. So who knows what's going to come until we start taking a stand right now in the life of our children, not just being parents, but being parents who are present.
Why we dive deep into this whole conversation is not to share our stories with you. It's so that you can learn from them. And I know most of you relate to some of the things we said. And as it goes on, if we want to have a good society where fraud is frowned on, robbery is frowned on, prostitution is frowned on, drug abuse is frowned on, and a whole lot of other things. It's from raising good children who will frown on those things.
True.
So, and if we lack in doing that, because our age right now, we have started raising children, and I think we are adopting more, just like you said, more lenient ways in raising children, where you try to be friends with your child, and you try to be um, you treat children as adults, even from the youngest of age. And you are not saying tie them or they are not animals, but they are children. Don't leave room for Western influence that gets to ruin a child's life even before they become old enough to think for themselves. Teach them the way to go. I think it's of the Bible that says, train a child in the way he should go, and when he grows, he will not depart. Teach these people the way. And when they grow old, you'll be proud as parents. You'll be proud as uncles and aunties. They may not be as wealthy as everybody should be. They may not be as poor as everybody should not be. However, you'll be able to look at them and say, yes, I'm proud to have this guy as a family member because he has values and tends to speak good of the family and of the society. So please, young people, 25 to 35, that is raising children right now,
Do better.
please do better.
Do way better.
Do better, please.
So, tight family, stay tight, and
Follow us on our social media.
follow us.
Media handles. TikTok, Facebook.
Watch videos on X.
Stop saying X videos. Don't post X videos.
Our videos on X.
Twitter videos.
X.
X videos. Videos on X. But YouTube, and most especially, please, YouTube.
So thank you. Catch you next time.
Peace.